Okay, good afternoon. So welcome to the last afternoon session for this exciting CXO forum. So before I start, I'd like to recap. In the keynote on the second day, one of my colleagues, Joel, said, when we look at digital transformation, and a lot of companies are really focusing on digital transformation, but yet when we look at who is succeeding, right, from who is leading behind, right, the winning brands are apparently writing a new playbook, right, and that's why they are surging ahead. That's why they are getting the most outcomes of digital transformation. So what were some things that was pretty key? What were some requirements that, what did they do that enabled them really to differentiate from the pack to succeed in this world? Right. In fact, this morning I was listening to some of the keynotes. The same aspect was sharing, and when you look at what really make this company successful with digital transformation, it really starts with the outcome, right? And the outcome is where we bring a differentiated experience to our customers, right? And where the customer experience is king. And just this week, we're talking to one of our global customers. It's a bank where to them, what's really key to succeed in today is to be able to bring, as a digital bank, to bring humanistic digital experience, right? Because still in each of us, we are still humans, and we desire that human touch, but being a digital, how can they bring that humanistic experience to their customers, right? And to achieve that, what is very key is really data, right? And to provide that experience, it puts a lot of pressure on the data platform. So to them, that it's very key that that data platform is not only agile, but it's able to give them that speed, that agility, right? I believe that the speaker from Yoga Bite this morning was saying, hey, size today is not the key, right? The winner today is a company that has speed, right? So speed is a new currency, right? And that's what cloud brings to a lot of our customers: speed, agility, and ease of use, right? So the other aspect that being able to manage the data speed is that these customers naturally could then have continuous innovation, right, to launch revenue streams, to pivot to where the revenue is, and succeed in this digital age. And that's why we see that these customers who played by this playbook or were enabled with their infrastructure to play with this playbook, right? They had stronger growth 2 times over the competitors, higher earnings, right? And a bigger price of the pie. And it's no surprise today if you look at the stock market in the, I'll say the S&P in the last 2 years, the big players are all the tech firms, right? And the firms who have managed to succeed, to leverage data, do it fast, right, have seen their capitalization and their price has surged, right? And if you're one of them to invest in the last 2 years, you must have made a good bundle. Right? So really to succeed in digital transformation is where to bring all these 3 things need to come together, right? It's where these 3 strings that come together that the customers are able to succeed, and it's this intersection of data, cloud, and AI. Data to enable the customers to create outcomes. Cloud in the sense that it gives the customers speed and agility, simplicity, and AI, right? To leverage AI to get a differentiated insights for their customers. And for data center, so you look inward, how can we even leverage AI, right, to get insights into the infrastructure? Okay. And really to transform in this and succeed today, we hear customers telling us, and what we understand is customers really need to pivot, right, from managing data from managing storage to managing data, right? So what does that mean, right? Really, when you talk about managing and unleashing data, it's really how can customers unlock the data, right? And when you say unlock the data, is how can you provide streamlined ease of access to your data innovators, right? The developers, your analysts, to be able for them to get access and create value from the data to their customers, right? How can you protect your data, safeguarding it, right? It's ransomware outages being more prevalent, and even in for those from Singapore, right? We had a quite I would say a recent outage in one of our key banks in the last month, and things like that really bring to the forefront how key availability is in this digital age. And last but not least, right, is how customers can unleash this data. Is right, how can they mobilize their data, right? So the agility, the cloud mobility, right, throughout the life cycle of data, throughout the whole data lineage. How can they move data to be it on the on-prem, private cloud, or even a partner cloud, right, or even a public cloud, to have the agility to move data natively, easily. But what we see holding back customers is really a complexity. Right? So it's complexity that is preventing them from really innovating, leveraging data. That is data today are in silos, right? Be it the edge, core, and they are unable to tap the insights from these various data pools. So when we did research with our customers, 93% of our customers saw that the key thing that is impeding their digital transformation is complexity, right? And in fact, 59% saw complexity going in the wrong direction, right? It's getting more and more complex, right, as they seek to digitalize instead of getting simpler. Case in point, last month we were having a roundtable with one of the key service providers in New Zealand, and they were showing how they have so many monolithic arrays that it's really complex to manage, that it's really tying them down, that they have to manage their legacy infrastructure, and they need to see how can they move, right? They want have the cloud agility, but the complexity of the arrays are really holding back, right? So what if today, right, as customers, you can reimagine your data experience, right? What if you could simplify your data infrastructure? What if you don't need to worry about how do I configure my arrays? I have a new workload. Where do I place it? Even to the basics of what availability, what rate, which array should I place it from? What if it could be simplified all that, just like the cloud? Request what workload you want to put, and that's about it, right? What if you could reimagine your data experience by empowering, right, your data innovators, right, so that the people who can get insights to your data have access to this data, right? What if we could integrate data management, right? Single pane of glass, right, to be able to move your data natively, right, between clouds, between public clouds, without a massive cost of repatriation. Right? And what if you could protect your data everywhere, right? No longer talking about snapshots, but how could you provide continuous data protection, right? Even to protection points as small as 5 seconds. And what if you could reimagine your data experience to really eliminate application disruptions? We're not talking about infrastructure, but all the way from application down to your hardware. But what if you could leverage AI to look ahead, see around the corner, understand the whole application stack, all the way from your application to your hypervisor, to your compute network, all down to the storage? What if you could leverage AI to have global learning, right? To learn and prevent things before they happen. So in Hewlett Packard, what we are saying is that we call it our North Star of Unified Data Ops, where Unified Data Ops allows our customers time to reimagine, right, their data management, reimagine the infrastructure, move from managing infrastructure to really managing data and getting the most out of data, breaking down silos, right? And three key pillars are important. It starts with what we call data-centric policies and automation. So you manage your infrastructure with data, right? With policies to automate it, and you have it manage it with speed and leverage AI to get insights to manage it, to provide this unified data ops for your infrastructure. All right, and what HPE is planning to bring to customers is really to bring that cloud experience to your data, right? To bring that cloud agility, cloud ease of use to on-prem, where you have control and security. And in terms of bringing this cloud experience, it's not only for storage, but it's for the whole data center infrastructure, starting from the common cloud platform, providing a federated data lake, right? Providing a console, a cloud native console to manage both your compute, storage, network, as well as upper layer to manage platforms, right? As well as workloads, and having what we call InfoSight or AI looking throughout the whole platforms and offering it, managing it through GreenLake Central, right? So really how we can provide a cloud experience no matter where your data resides, be it on-prem, edge to the core. So the next few slides, I would like to go down into a deeper dive as to actually how, right, what platform we provide that allows this cloud experience on-prem. So for storage, what we are bringing to our customers is what we call an intelligent data platform architecture. And basically it comes with three layers. One, it starts with a cloud native infrastructure, right? Managed by a cloud plane that can provide a single pane of glass for the infrastructure. And above that, it's about managing the data that resides on this infrastructure through a single common experience, right? All this full stack, right, managed by AI to provide AI with global intelligence. And in terms of solutions, all this are offered if customer wants to purchase, be it CapEx, as a CapEx or as a service, it's available, right? And this cloud native infrastructure provides workloads that are both mission critical, general purpose, secondary, right? So workloads that are what we call mission critical or require 100% availability, right? Where customers, the crown jewels cannot accept any downtime, right? So the mission critical workloads to general purpose, secondary, to the edge, and to the cloud. And these platforms are cloud native, right? Meaning that once you receive the hardware, it connects to the cloud, and from then on, it can be managed from the cloud, providing that cloud-like experience. And this is done to the second layer, which is the cloud infrastructure services. Excuse me. Where the cloud infrastructure management will provide a fleet manager for your entire fleet, right? Whether your fleet is for different array types, be it mission critical or secondary, to get that single common experience for all kinds of workloads, get a common single experience, whether throughout your data centers globally, right? To provide what we call intent-based provisioning. And this is what we mean by really taking out the complexity. Where you want to provision, you just need to tell the infrastructure your intent, right? What do you mean by intent is, hey, Mr. IT or my cloud console, right? That I would like to provision a workload called SQL, right? I would like to provision for 100 terabytes to X number of hosts. And that's all you need to tell, right? To your intent, right? To the cloud infrastructure service, what you want to provision. And the system will be intelligent enough to understand this workload based on AI, global learning, based on your environment, what's the required performance, what's the required availability config, and tell you, based on your resources, Mr. Customer, this is the optimal place to place it, right? So it takes out the complexity, especially for customers who do not have deep specialists. All you need are generalists to tell what's my intent, and the system will be smart enough to tell you based on your requirements, what's existing performance headroom in your infrastructure, where is the best place to place your workload. Simple, no complexity, nothing to hold you back from a digital transformation. Right? And of course, security is very key, right? Where the infrastructure provide audit log, right, and data lineage to understand who assesses the data, how they assess the data, all the way from creation right to the end, and to be able to manage your infrastructure to policies. Right? And last but not least, in the second layer, it's very key that being a cloud infrastructure, that everything our infrastructure is managed to API first, right? So when we talk to our customers, say, hey, Mr. HP, right, I would like to manage I already have tools like be it the ServiceNow or be it Terraform, where I would like to manage your infrastructure through my automation software. So today, this cloud infrastructure is what we call everything is it's available through API first. So you can manage your cloud console through your apps anywhere, just like the cloud. Right? But it doesn't stop there, right? So besides managing your infrastructure, providing the agility to manage your fleet-wide infrastructure, what's important, how can you manage and get the most out of your data that sits on this infrastructure? And the way it starts from is really backup and recovery, right? How do you backup from the cloud? How you provide disaster recovery? How do you provide copy data management, right? How do you we want to move your data natively, easily, right, from on-prem? This platform allows you to move it between public clouds, right? And ensure to move it together, ensure that it's moved with security and compliance with the analytics in place, right? And this platform, again, just like what I shared about the whole HPE platform, the storage, the intelligent data platform for our storage is managed through AI, or what we call InfoSight, and offered as a service. Okay. So that's what we mean by having a platform that enables our customers to deliver unified data routes. And with this platform, it's optimized to run any workloads, right? But essentially, right, you do not even need to worry where to run the workloads, because the system is smart enough to tell you based on your workload where you are able to run it, where's the best place to run it. And it can run all the way from your mission critical workloads, from OLTP, VM farms, mixed dev workloads. So you can use this whole platform, right, as a single pane of glass to manage your entire infrastructure, right? So in time to come, you know, one of the speakers was saying today where we are moving from monolithic to scale out, right? So with this cloud plane, actually, you do not need to worry what's behind any wrong in the infrastructure. Just like the cloud, where's your workload, and we place it for you. And the outcome of having this unified data ops, having this intelligent data platform to our customers, is that they are able to really simplify their data and IT operations, right? Getting up to 99% time savings, right? No need for specialists, just a need for generalists, and no more fighting, right? Our platforms today comes with 100% availability guarantee. And why this is so is that it's not only that the architecture is built resilient, but with the leverage of AI, predictive analytics, we are able to provide 100% data availability, right, for our Electra 9000 platforms. And it allows our customers to have a transformed customer experience, right, because 86% of issues, right, are automatically resolved even before you place a call with HPE. So how do we do it? Right, so I'll deep dive later into 3 other aspects. All right, the console, right? The infrastructure, right? And our AI engine, right? So the key thing that it starts off is really to what we call our data services cloud console to provide uniform data ops. Right? And what this provides is a cloud plane, right? For deployment, to manage, right? And to upgrade, where you can what we call do a one-click upgrade. The system is smart enough to say, hey, Mr. Customer, based on your current workload, full stack, right? What are the recommended upgrades? How much you need to upgrade, when you need to upgrade. And it provides you the intelligence to optimize throughout your whole infrastructure, right? So this data services cloud console, or what we call DSCC in short, right, brings this cloud simplicity, cloud agility that customers are looking for in the public cloud to on-prem, right, to manage your on-prem infrastructure just like the cloud, right? And beyond providing the infrastructure experience, a cloud infrastructure experience, also data services, right? So one thing I wanted to make point is that by providing a cloud plane, right, that is separate from the hardware plane. Like today, you have if for us are familiar with your iPhone, right, where you have your app store, right, and you have an iPhone. We're able to develop much more services because it's built on microservices in the cloud, more agile, more rapid deployment. Case in point, right, when we launched in this product last year, last FY, right in May, we launched it with what we call data ops manager to allow customers to deploy and manage their fleet. To date, right, we have launched a cloud service for backup. We launched cloud services for data mobility and continuous data protection. So, and as we evolve, we are planning to launch even more cloud data services in the terms of every few months, right? So this cloud data services allow you to not only access, to protect your data from the cloud, to search, understand your data lineage, which is very key for compliance, as well to mobilize your data, have the mobility to move it between clouds. Okay, and some questions that we had are, hey, so is this new? So actually, this platform they are launching is not new, right? It's actually built on Aruba Central cloud platform, which has already had 7 years of proven experience with 90,000 customers with millions of devices under management. So built on that, we extended what we provided from Aruba, right, to storage and also to our compute. So now we provide all the centrals to manage the data center end to end, right? And it's secure by design, right? Security is really key to the heart of our customers, and we have a multi-level access, right, from single sign-on, right, so 2FAs that you can integrate with to ensure that you have that secure access to your cloud native infrastructure, right? And as I shared, this infrastructure is cloud native, right? It's built on microservices. Once you get the hardware, you power it on, the hardware dials to the cloud, and from there you can manage it from the cloud and deploy it at scale. So that was the cloud plane, right? That provides the single experience where everybody connects to. What we also launched is also the cloud native infrastructure, or what we call HPE Electra, right, to power your data from edge to cloud. And there are two flavors, right, that are cloud native. One is what we call the HPE Electra 9000 for mission critical workloads, as well as the second, which is called the HPE Electra 6000, right, for business critical workloads. So for those who are familiar with the portfolio, the HPE Electra 9000 is actually built with what we call the 3-part DNA, right, providing customers that ultimate tier 0 availability. So all Electra 9000s comes default with 100% availability guarantee, right? And the Electra 6000 is built on the nimble DNA to really provide the most efficient, ease of use experience for customers' business critical workloads. Both platforms, cloud native, managed through the data services console, and if customer require them, it can be purchased and consumed as a service through GreenLake. Okay, so we started off with the cloud console with the cloud infrastructure, right? And now we're going on to the AI, right? What's what we call HPE InfoSight. There is provide really AI intelligence to manage your infrastructure end to end. And while today I'm focusing on storage and data, right? The HPE InfoSight is actually available across platforms, be it for storage, your servers, your systems, to your VMs. Okay. And for those who have not had a chance to understand what really InfoSight is, it's really our cloud-based AI platform. And essentially what it does is that it scours the install base, all the telemetry that calls home. So the telemetry goes to the cloud. No data goes to the cloud, right? But it's a telemetry from the devices. And this telemetry is full stack, right? So all the way from your applications to your VMs, right, to your compute as the data flows down to your network and to your storage. So the full stack analytics is sent to the cloud where we have machine algorithms to identify patterns, right? Just like today, AI can recognize language, can recognize pictures, right? The AI for the data can recognize workloads, identify patterns, commonality, global learning. And together with our data scientists, right, we create signatures for known issues, right, that enables our customers to do problem resolution, understand interrupt issues, best practices for config, all the way from storage to the compute. And if customers will, let's say, having a config that's not best practice, right, to able to provide the root cause analysis, and the AI engine and InfoSight is able to provide prescriptive recommendations, right? What to do, what's the cost, how much to do, when to do. So as a IT vendor, as a customer, you no longer need to worry about your infrastructure, right? Because you have AI that's helping you manage your infrastructure, right? You don't need to help down the complexities. You can focus on managing your data. And with that, you also have the benefits of global learning, right? And that's why we have this thing called C1s, prevent from all. Really, if an issue does occur, and you know, every platform has its bugs, right? But when that is flagged up, the ability to quickly identify full stack root cause by having full stack and analysis, create a pattern and ensure that that issue is solved once, all right, and the rest of the customers in the install base will benefit from this global learning such that it will not happen again, right? But this InfoSight has been around for, I would say, a few years, and we have not stopped there. So what we have just announced is that in terms of the depth, right, and extent of the analysis, we extended it from the hypervisor down to the application, right? Meaning, and today, the first application that we're launching, we call it App Insights. So we're managing from application to hypervisor, right, to your compute, storage, network, right, all the way across that. And the first application that we're launching today for App Insight is SQL Server. So today as customers, and why SQL? Because when we scour our install base, in fact, the highest and most common workload that's deployed in our install base is SQL. So with SQL App Insight today as a customer, if you were to have to say a call, say, hey, my app is that runs on SQL is intermittently having performance issues, right? Through App Insights now, full stack, you're able to pinpoint what's the cause of the issue. Is it from the database, right? The hypervisors, compute, network, or storage. right? So, and following our launch for App Insights, right, for SQL, we'll be launching other applications from Oracle, SAP, moving forward, so that to give you full stack AI to manage your infrastructure, removing complexities, right, making it easier for customers to focus on data, manage their data to create value. Okay, and so HPE says that HPE GreenLake is a cloud that comes to you. So for those who are familiar with the branding GreenLake, GreenLake started out as wrapping around as a service consumption, right, to provide the cloud consumption experience to on-prem hardware. But GreenLake has grown from there. So GreenLake today, right, it's still, we can provide a consumption, pay per use for all the hardware, but today GreenLake is now what we call a platform, right? Because in addition to cloud consumption, today the GreenLake platform, and some of you saw the video of GreenLake Lighthouse, it provides that cloud experience, that cloud operational agility, ease of use that customers love about the cloud on-prem. Right? So GreenLake today is a cloud that comes to you, to our customers. And these are the outcomes that I shared before. So with a unified data ops, right, and through an intelligent storage data platform, our customers today can transform, right, with cloud agility, right, to get insight from data, leverage cloud agility, leverage intelligence, and not be bogged down by complexity. They are able to enable a cloud-first mantra, right? Enable a cloud-first hybrid cloud to be able to have the ease and flexibility to place their workloads, move natively, right? And many of you may have known that we purchased Zerto. So in fact, December 1st was business day one for Zerto with HPE. So through Zerto, right, you can have that cloud mobility to move data natively, right, through all the public clouds. Through Zerto, you can have that modernize your data protection. You have continuous data protection all the way down to a CDP of 5 seconds, right? And you can leverage, and for this platform, right, is also to be able to manage not only at the cloud core, but also at the edge, right? And to enable, empower your innovators, right? And I mentioned just now that we launched this platform in May 4th. Since May 4th, we have launched, we have introduced backup as a service, DR service, right? And it does not stop there, right? With great agility, you'll be seeing us launching many more cloud-enabled services that are through this cloud-native platform. Okay. And before I end off and open for questions, I thought that we'll just play this quick video.
What if you could transform the way you manage your data? Turning silos and complexity into a seamless experience across clouds? The barriers that slow you down? Gone. Freeing you to accelerate, to innovate, and to shape what's next. Now you can experience it with HPE. Data Services Cloud Console is your one destination to unify data operations from edge to cloud. With a single experience, anywhere, from any device, simplifying everything, bringing cloud operations to your data infrastructure with automated deployment, effortless provisioning at scale without the guesswork, risk, or wasted time, and with global visibility that makes managing hundreds of systems as simple as managing one, setting the foundation to unite your data operations on one platform, streamlining access for your innovators, protecting data from edge to cloud, unifying visibility wherever it lives, mobilizing it, maximizing potential, powering a new data experience. Data Services Cloud Console from HPE. Your data, your agility, your innovation. Unleashed at last.
Thank you.